14th, about 10 some a.m. here in Dallas, Texas, more specifically Plano, Texas. It's another episode of Powerhouse, number 6 to be exact. Welcome in. What we got on the agenda today, Mr. Paul Roberts?
All right, episode 6.
Boom.
Powerhouse. There is no substitute. All right, not going to talk about politics, but I want to talk about something I believe is controversial, and this is motivation versus discipline. Brandon, I am so sick and tired of people going to an event or reading one of their favorite workout gurus, and then they start posting all this bullcrap. Motivation sucks. Motivation's worthless. You got to have discipline. I'm going to say bullshit to that. You have to have motivation. Motivation is what begins the process. You need people in your life to motivate you. I know I need Brandon Scribner in my life to motivate me. Have to have it. Oh, you're weak. It needs to be disciplined. No. It starts with motivation. Someone has to motivate you, or sometimes we motivate ourselves. May 28th, 2012, I motivated myself really hard. I wanted to live. I almost killed myself. I was like, all right, it's time to motivate myself and live. I'm here. God has me here today. So I'm motivated to live. And I think you have to be motivated, and there's nothing wrong with motivation. I know that people will go watch a Goggins episode and start screaming how motivation sucks and motivation's worthless, and you're a moron. You're not Goggins, for crying out loud. You're overweight and you're watching TV on a couch. Shut up. We need people in our lives to motivate us.
Yep.
And that's really what I want to talk about today from my book, You're Building Someone Else's Dream. Because without motivation, I have nothing, right? I understand discipline. I get it. You have to have discipline. However, if I haven't surrounded myself with the right people in life, I'm not going to be motivated to do crap. Because inherently, people think, oh, you work hard, you're a hard worker, da-da-da. I'm lazy. I really am. Left alone, I'm lazy. But when I find someone like you, at the age of 30 when I found you, you're now a big whopping 31 right now?
32, man.
32, way up there, way up there, way up there. When I find someone at your age, at the age of 32, and you say to me, hey, I want something different in life, I like what you've achieved, well, now you've motivated me to get out of bed and go. I'm motivated now. I'm motivated to do something and help you achieve anything I can possibly help you achieve. And then on the other side of the spectrum is we need people in our lives that have also been there, done that. I like to call my pastor Tim Goad all the time, and I feel like I'm telling him something like, man, this is bad, dude. This is horrible. And you've done this to me too, or I've done this to you. And I'll tell him what it is, and he laughs. I'm like, dude, stop laughing. This is bad. And he's just laughing. And he's like, Paul, this is going to be a small problem compared to the other problems you handle in life. And then I remember I did that to you once.
Yeah, well, my tax bill, dude. You're like, oh, great. I'm like, man, what is this guy talking about, dude? I wanted to reach through the phone and just punch you, man. But, on that note, too, you know who else would agree with you that you need the motivation? It reminds me of Isaac Newton, man. Like, I'm paraphrasing one of his laws of physics, but it's like an object is going to stay stationary unless it's met with a force, right? So in order to get that force going, something needs to push that object through to get it going, man. So if anyone disagrees with you, man, they're disagreeing with the father of calculus. So
the father of calculus. Yeah. By the way, that's why we call him Dr. Scrib. He went to school to become a doctor. This isn't just fake stuff. He is, but now we've changed it to Dr. Scrib. He's the cure for transactions. He's the cure for leadership. He's the cure for everything. He can help you on any level whatsoever. Before we got started, I said he's the cure for something else, and he said, please don't say that online. So I'm not going to say it right now. But I know Rick is laughing, thinking about what I said earlier. So he quoted Isaac Newton. I like that. But I need people to motivate me, and I need someone to go before me. When I interview people in real estate, Brandon, it drives me insane when they have no dream and they say things like, I just need to learn the real estate business. And I'm thinking, the real estate business is easy. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me is what I'm thinking about when I'm telling this person. It's not that difficult, right? It's just another industry, pharmaceuticals, selling cars, selling solar panels, whatever it may be. You need to learn the industry, no doubt. But if you don't have the ability to dream and you don't have people motivating you, all the stuff you learn is worthless, you know? And that's why you're interviewing with me again. You've been to 4 or 5 other brokers, not you, but people that I talk to on the telephone. And it's like, let's make a change. Let's look at this differently and decide from this day forward, we're not going to continue just to focus on X, Y, Z. We're going to focus on really what moves us. And you know, I really wish, Brandon, I could fill up a room with the title or the subject being learn how to dream again. And I know what would happen. I'd probably get 10 people. I'd probably, you know, expect 1,000, 10 would show up. But if I say, hey, come in and learn about a 1032 exchange, I'd fill the room up with 1,000 people. The problem is, one's going to motivate them and change their lives, one is not. You know, there's no motivation in learning a 1032 exchange. There's none whatsoever. And why do you need to learn a 1032 exchange? Or is it 1031?
1031.
1031.
But he said with such confidence,
I
man.
did say with
But that's
confidence.
exactly what you're kind of referring to, man. Like, you know.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. And then the question I always want to ask is, how many times have you used this 1031, 1032 exchange? You know, who do you know that's used it a whole bunch of times? You know, and almost always the answer is, I don't really know anybody that's ever done it. There might be a few people here and there to do it. And there's going to be someone that argues in the comments right now. I do it all the time. Great, Mr. Exception. Don't build your business off of exceptions. Please. Yeah. If you build your business off of exceptions, you're going to be broke. So build it off the tried and true. The tried and true is find some people to motivate you. And I think we've done that at the Powerhouse.
Absolutely.
And it's what you do on your accountability call. And you hold people accountable. But one thing I like the way you do your accountability call, and the reason you are perfect for the accountability call, is you're truly holding yourself accountable. You love that. That motivates you.
Yeah.
Because you know you got to get on a call with a group of people. They're looking up to you as running the call, but you inside, you're more nervous than them because you want to show up and not let them down.
I'm just running with them, man. They may be looking like I'm looking up to me, like I'm running the call, but honestly, I'm running with them. Yeah. And that brings me to achieve my goals and hopefully inspires them to achieve their goals as well.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we do it.
Yeah. So I love motivation. You got to be motivated. Find people that motivate you. Find people, you know, listen to things that excite you. I mean, I talked about David Goggins. I was beating him up. I think David Goggins is great. I listen to him when I'm sitting on the couch and I'm really lazy and I don't want to get up. I just listen to a little Goggins. I'm like, okay, Paul, you got to go at least do a little bit of weights, go do something. You know, this dude just with a broken foot and a broken head and a broken brain and a broken nose, you know, climbed a mountain or whatever the heck he did. And then he did 72,000 push-ups right when he was done. And so, okay, I can go out to the gym and work out, right? So we need motivation. Yeah. So let me talk about from my book here. This is the book. You're building someone else's dream. If you want the book, just let me know and I'll get it out to you. But this is when we're talking about the 5 shifts. But I'm talking about for the doing to becoming. For the doing to becoming. People always want to know nuts and bolts. So here's your nuts and bolts. Write down one identity statement about you. And this is about, by the way, this is about you shifting from being a transaction chaser, a commission chaser, commission breath, to becoming an owner, an entrepreneur. This is the shift that you need to make. Okay, here it is. Write down one identity statement about who you are becoming that has nothing to do with your production numbers. Something like, I am becoming a leader who knows every person on my team's story before I know their closing numbers. Okay, so that's one identifying thing you can say, one statement you can say about yourself. Do you have a statement that you say about yourself of who you're becoming?
Yeah, and actually I kind of want to take the coming out of it and say I am a patient leader who knows more about my group and the people that I lead and even my clients to where I can help meet them where they're at rather than, you know, what are your numbers or any of that sort. I know who's on my team. Yeah. And I know what makes them tick. I know what makes them go. I know what makes them sad. Yeah. I know how to push them. They know how to push me. We are one cohesive group.
Yeah, I am. Not I'm becoming, I am. That's a Brian Tracy statement. Do you ever read Brian Tracy books?
I have not, but I heard some of his stuff. Yeah,
that's definitely a Brian Tracy statement. I like that. So you are a patient leader. And say it again. You are a patient leader.
I'm a patient leader who knows the ins and outs of his people that, I guess, let me rephrase that. I am a patient leader who knows his group, what makes them tick, what makes them happy, what makes them sad. Yeah. I know their story, and we're a cohesive group.
Yeah. And there's one of the easiest ways to, and you and I have the secret sauce. One of the easiest ways to learn someone's story is to help them build. Because when you help them build and you call for them, you get to know them. We're not going to talk about that now. That's the secret. So if you want to know the secret, they got to reach out to us. There's the secret. But we have the secret. That is the ultimate secret. Because not only are we getting to know our people, but we're being very productive at the same time. You know, we're not just sitting down and drinking coffee and feeling good about everything. We're actually working at the same time and really diving deep into knowing their story. And I could go deeper on that about making them feel great, but we'll leave it at that. So I like that. So you're becoming patient, or you are patient. I like that. Okay, so for the working for money shift, okay, this calculate exactly how much residual income you currently have. Not commission, residual. Money that comes in whether you work or not. Write that number down. Now, for some of you, if it's zero, right? No big deal. Mine was 0 at one point, right? Everybody's a 0 at one point. Everybody, even, you know, the Godfather, Gene Frederick, his was 0 at one point. Gove, the man, you know, Mr. Personality, 0 at one point. Now it's not. So if yours is 0, write 0. Write that number down. Now, write the number you want it to be in 2 years, okay? Because that gap, that's your assignment. Over the next 2 years, what do you want? So what do you want yours to be in 2 years?
60 G's, baby.
60,000.
60,000 a month.
A month. Okay, 60,000 a month. I like that number. And this is residual. This is if you and Jen want to take off and go to Italy instead of France, because Italy's way better, Zach. Sorry about that, Zach. I love you, Zach. I'm proud of you for liking Paris. Takes a bold man to like Paris. Anyhow, kidding with you. We're in Paris right now. EXP's in Paris at this moment. Love Paris. Paris is the greatest.
Let's go, baby.
There's nothing better than Paris. I agree with Zach. Zach's great. Zach's brilliant. Anyhow, so you and Jen want to go anywhere, right? Maybe you want to have a kid. And when you have your kid, do you want to go back to work, you know, the day you and Jen get home from the hospital?
No.
No, right?
No,
yeah, you want to hang out with the kid and make sure that the kid likes you more than Jen. I mean, come on, let's be real. Right?
Yeah, man. Don't kill me, Jen.
It's competition, man. Come on. No, I'm just kidding you. You know, we all know they're gonna like mom better, so we got to hang out in there.
Exactly.
We got to be hanging out.
We have to make them like us. It's unconditional love for mom, but dads, man, we have a whole task ahead of us.
And it should be that way.
Yes.
They risked their bodies and spent 9 months of not drinking, which I know used to be hard for me. But 9 months of, you know, wrecking their body, they deserve unconditional love. We got to get in there and work on it. So you want to work on it. So if you're making 60 G's a month, you ain't worried about, oh my God, I got to hurry up and do a transaction.
No.
Yeah. And so what are some other things we could think of? Hey, you're tired. You're just tired. Like, how many is the most listings you've had in, like, at one time?
5.
5 listings at one time. It's a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah. Everybody's happy. No. You know, your customer's not happy, your seller's not happy, or you're not happy with the seller, right? There's a lot of work going on there. Just imagine, okay, I'm gonna take 3 months of that off and just be with Jen and do whatever I want. Go to Paris, wherever you want to go, right? This is vital to the success of your life, right? Because now you're getting to buy back time. So that's what your goal is over 2 years.
I think that's the biggest thing is buying back time, because that's the one currency that always gets spent, but you never can make back.
Yeah.
And it's something that's been kind of driving force of what I'm also doing, because I realize, you know, I'm only 32 right now. And it's funny how people say, you know, midlife crisis, like you get that when you're 40 or 50. But I think the average male life expectancy is 76.
Yeah.
So if you really think about it, man, I'm kind of approaching it if I'm not taking care of my body right. You know, God willing, nothing happens to me in these past 3 hours, but how much time can I get back in my life that I can spend with my family, spend with my loved ones, doing my hobbies, like doing whatever I want?
Yeah.
You know, we're only here once. How can I make the most of it? how can I achieve what I want, but also how can I help other achieve that goal as well?
Yeah.
Like that's also one of my main missions. Like, hey, this, when we were kids, we dreamed of this, right? Like one of my biggest dreams when I was a kid is playing NFL. Well, shit, I got fucked up knee, excuse my language, and I'm 5'7". Like, not saying it couldn't work, but that dream has sailed.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to kind of dream back up, because I was back living in, okay, hey, this is what I got to do. Go get a secure job, go to college, do all this stuff so I can live a secure life. But that fire was dimmed a bit. And now being in the business we are now, being an entrepreneur, being the leader that we are, like the flame is getting even bigger than it was before. Like that was the past. Yeah. Now I'm looking at the present and the future, and I want to take everybody with me.
Yeah. That's good. I had a smart ass, if you will, say to me, it's going to take you 2 years to do that. And my response was, you're going to live the 2 years one way or another. If you keep doing transactions, in 2 years, who's going to be better off, me or you? What do you mean it takes 2 years to do it? I wouldn't care if it took 10 years. It didn't matter. And this goes back to a story I got to tell you. At my old business, in 2016, I stood up on a stage in front of a couple thousand people. And I told that entire audience, I said, next year I will introduce myself to you guys as the newest millionaire in this organization. 2017 happened. I'm up on that same stage. I said the exact same thing. I did not earn $1 million in 2016. I did not tell anybody in the audience that. All I said was, in 2017, or next year, I will come back here. I'll introduce myself to you as the newest millionaire. The next year it didn't happen. The next year it didn't happen. The next year it did happen. And I got up on the stage. I said, I'm about to cry. I said, my name is Paul Roberts, and I'm the newest millionaire. You know what I'm saying? And here's what I tell everybody. One is, I never made excuses of why I didn't do it. I just kept every year saying the same thing. Mm-hmm. I didn't say, hey guys, I didn't make it last year, but this year's it. No, they didn't remember. They ain't remembering. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I put it out in the world for me. There weren't people, hey, last year you said the same thing. I mean, it's not like I'm a politician. They're putting me up on the news and stuff, right?
People think we're more special than we really are, but really they have their own shit to deal with.
Exactly. They're listening to themselves right now, right? But I got up, I spoke it to the world. And here's the crazy thing, is when I tell people that story, does anybody in this room, and there's a couple thousand people in the room when I said this, does anybody in this room feel sorry for me that it took me 4 years to make $1 million in 1 year? I couldn't find anybody. I couldn't find one person. So my comment to everybody in this audience is, quit feeling sorry for yourself right now. Because there's going to be one day ain't no one going to feel sorry for you for what you do. Just shut up and keep going, and don't worry about it, right? I have no idea how I got off on that tangent. You started talking about goals and fired me up.
I saw your face change, dude. Yeah.
All right, so residual, that's what it was. Okay. Now, the transaction shift to people shift. This is where you're not looking at your people as transactions. You're looking at them as people. More importantly, and you hear me say this a lot, is if you're building inside this revenue share program that Glenn Sanford has so gracefully, beautifully built for us, never, ever, ever track the commissions or the residuals you're earning off an individual. Don't ever do it. Don't ever look at the number. Don't ever write it down, because now you look at that person as a dollar sign. In fact, when I got into this business, I got on a call from someone at EXP. I ain't gonna say who it is, but he said he puts dollar signs above each of his people's heads. I was like, that's the most disgusting thing in the world. I'm hanging up right now. I will never listen to you again. That's just horrible, right? So make it, you want to go from transaction. Now, you want them to be cash flow positive, but if you love on them more, they will become cash flow positive. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So reach out to one person on your team to one person on your team this week with zero agenda, no ask, no pitch, just ask them how they're doing and actually listen. One real conversation. Have a real conversation with someone. Make them feel special. Make them feel like right now I'm Denise's mentor, and I'm teaching her nothing about the X's and O's. Nothing. I mean, she knows more about real estate than I do. Let's be real, right? But she'll text me at least every other day and says, you're the greatest mentor ever. We're not talking about real estate, bro. We're talking about life. We're talking about everything she's been through, the hell she's been through, the things she's overcome, right? It's not about transactions, but it is. But if you make it about transactions, you're in trouble.
It's an indirect effect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You build the person, you get them their self-confidence through the roof, or maybe not even through the roof, but up.
You build
higher than where it was yesterday,
Yep.
how inclined are them to go talk to people? How inclined are they going to make content? I would say the probability is pretty high.
Yeah.
So everything starts from within. If you have a shitty self-image, you're probably not going to get on camera. You probably don't want to talk to anybody, right? So if we build that, then, you know, the sky's the limit for you. And I truly believe that. So when we say we're in a business of building people, we really are. And the indirect effect of that is we're making cash flow.
Yeah.
And, you know, building dreams, man.
You're sounding a lot like Pastor Goad. Build the person. Build the person. He would tell me that all the time. Anytime I was getting frustrated about my where I was, my business, what was going on, he just Paul, build the person. Build the person. Build the person. Okay. For control to leverage shift, identify one thing you are currently doing. This is again from going from an agent to being an entrepreneur. Identify one thing you are currently doing in your business that someone else could easily do, and actually give that to them. Don't look back. Don't ask questions. Just give it to them. Right. In fact, we're headed to July 24th. We're headed to Sphere Rocket. What do they do over there?
Make your life easier.
There you go. Make your life easier with Sphere Rocket. That needs to be their tagline. Our tagline is there is no substitute. You darn right. But their tagline could be make life easier. I like that. So that's that one. Okay, here we go. This is the big one. You ready? Write down, and this is where, when I interview people, my heart breaks. I'm interviewing grown men, grown women, and I ask them for their dreams, and they got none. I'm like, what happened to you? I mean, we dream, like you mentioned earlier, you dreamed when you were younger. You dreamed about the NFL. And anybody could have told you, hey, you ain't tall enough, you ain't this, you ain't that. You're like, I don't care, I'm going to the NFL. Yeah. That's my dream. Don't take my dream away, right? And you got to have these crazy big dreams. Like my dream is to help create 4 millionaires over the next 5 years. Now, Brandon, I might screw up and help create a bunch of people that make $250,000 a year, a whole bunch that make $500,000 a year, right? Maybe I only get 3 people that make $1 million.
Maybe you make 10.
Maybe I make 10, right?
Yeah.
But that's my dream. Okay, my dream is my dream, but I know somewhere in there it's going to be wild. So somewhere along the way, we get skeptical. We start saying we got to pay the bills. We start saying stupid stuff. Well, that's just not reality, Paul. Understand, everything I have in my life is not reality. If you look at realistically, could Paul Roberts be here today? No. With selling a company for 8 figures? No. With hell, just being alive? No, right? There's nothing realistic about it. So quit making your dreams reality, and let's dream. Let's dream big. That's why you need people in your life to motivate you. So identify one thing write down what your life looks like in 5 years if you made all 5 of these shifts fully. Now, not in 2 years. Now, get specific. I want you to write down your dreams: houses, cars, family, freedom, team. Write it all down. Read it every morning. Okay? What would be some of yours?
Man, it's gonna be kind of cool looking back in 5 years on this, man. But you know, have a organization of at least 1,500. You know, we're leading at least 2 weekly calls, helping other agents, you know, get freedom. You know, make cash flow. House-wise, man, I want a big 1-story house. Let's call it 3,000 square feet, 3-car garage. The 3rd car garage is not for cars. It's going to be a nice home gym with all the nice setups, bench press, squat rack, like all that good stuff, man. It's going to be on at least 3 acres with a pool, no backside neighbors. It'll be a white house. No, not white house. It'll be a white smear house, and I'll let Jen choose all the other stuff. I'm not a big car guy. Anything that looks good, I'll buy it, right? Have 2 kids, 2 beautiful kids. And we're planning a trip to anywhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like $7 million in the bank. I think that's a good number. Why 7? I don't know. I like the number 7, so we'll call it $7 million in the bank.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have at least 10 properties. And I'm just happy. I'm fulfilled. I have people that are on the team, and they're on the pathway of doing it too, and I know I couldn't get there alone.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of people next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm just overall happy.
What I love about your goals, you started off with people and you end it with people. In the middle was all things you wanted, but you started off with, I want to help people. I want to lead a call of people. You know, we want to build people, help them dream again. No one's dreaming. And that's why they need this type of motivation in their life. They need dreamers in their life. Again, there will be a day, Brandon, where we run a seminar, a workshop, a convention, whatever we want to call it, where it says, learn how to dream again. And we will fill that room up because people are going to realize they have to have that.
Yeah.
Because if you are simply just learning all the X's and O's of real estate, you're not going to get that far.
You can't go, man. You can't do your day to day in life without a goal in sight, man. Because this shit is gonna bog you down. Like you can find any other reason to tear you down, but you also find a reason to get you through the stuff. You have to look forward to something. So we need the motivation, we need the community, we need the dreams. Because otherwise, what are we doing?
Yeah. And when you speak it like you spoke it, you've spoken it out to the world. That's for you. Not everybody's hanging on to that. No one's going to come back to you in 5 years and say, hey, you know, you have a 4-car garage, not 3. Although there might be one person. But
fucking losers.
yeah. But that's for you. You know, that's for you and your goal, and you spoke it to the world, and that's what's vital to the success. Because a lot of people will say the dumbest thing, well, I don't want to set my expectations too high because I don't want to get hurt. That's the dumbest thing you could ever say. The dumbest. I mean, I set my expectations so high. Like, I am convinced I'm getting into heaven. I haven't been good enough to get there, Brandon, but I'm convinced I'm going, right? I got some big expectations. I'm going to spend eternity with Jesus. Haven't done all the right things to get there, right? That's the same with goals and everything else in your life. Like, well, I just haven't, I don't know if I'm capable of that. If you keep speaking it, you will be. And you said something that was so vital, break you down. If you don't have goals that'll break you down, here's what'll happen. You'll quit. Or you'll leave another brokerage. Oh, I got to go to this brokerage because they have a better split. They're splitting it to you nothing. Nothing. In my old gig, we had some of the highest contracts in the business, meaning if you wrote a life insurance policy, you got paid a lot of commission. But there was this other little itty-bitty company called PHP. Patrick Bet-David's the founder of it. Little bitty company. I'm being facetious. It's like 20,000 bazillion times bigger than mine. And his commissions were way lower. Way lower. Way lower. How did he got so many people? You see what I'm saying? It's not the split. Patrick did a better job, and I'm not afraid to admit it, of getting people to dream more than I did. That's the bottom line. And not only did they achieved their dreams. I mean, some of them fools over there, they bought airplanes. They went crazy. They did some great things. The same's true here in real estate. It ain't the split. It's who's motivating you. Who's talking to you about, hey, what do you want in life? And it's not always material things. You can have abundance in friendships, abundance in relationships. I want abundance in friendships. You know, I want to be able to, you know, because there's days I'm sad. I want to be able to pick up the phone and call anybody on my team and say, hey, what's going on? And they motivate me just like that. You have to have it.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to have it. You can sit at home and be miserable and die young or whatever it is, or die old being miserable. That's even worse, right? So it's like you've got to have somebody in your corner that's motivating you to dream, because then and only then can you hit the crazy goals. Maybe you're like TC and you want to do 20 transactions a month or whatever that guy wants to do, right? TC's a nut. Cool. He can't do it unless he's got dreams. And he's got big dreams. He takes, what, 8, 9 vacations a year?
I don't know, man. That guy's amazing at what he does.
It's at least 9.
Yes, and he takes his family with him, and I'm sure his kids love that, and they're always going to, you know, remember that growing up. That dad worked hard, but he also took care of his family.
Yeah.
And I admire that man so much for that, and, you know, it's something I want to be something I'm going to give to my family as well. You know?
And most people get around TC and they want to know how he does transactions. They need to ask, why is 9 vacations or 10 vacations, why is that so important to you? That's what's driving him. It ain't the transactions. It ain't the way he can help you. Well, I can help you, and he's good at it, but I can help you, you know, close a deal in 5 days or 4 days or 3 days or whatever it is. That's just a little piece of it. The big piece of it is, I'm going to take my family on 10 vacations. And he does. I'm just like every other minute. Hey, dude, can you come? No, I'm going to be in.
He's going to Europe in a week, dude. Yeah, and he just got back. Exactly.
He just got back. Yeah. And so that's his dreams. That's his motivation. And he loves his family. I mean, he told me, he goes, my mom lives with me because she took care of me. I owe her everything. Everything. He says I owe her everything. Therefore, he works harder.
And you know what? You asked that question. How can TC do 20 transactions? Because you know why? It's the man he is inside. Yeah. He cares, and you could see it in the work that he puts out.
Yeah.
And that's why he can do 20 transactions, you know. People can sniff a fraud, people can smell BS, but with TC, it's like, man, this guy's such a nice guy, dude. You know, like I was on. Sorry, TC, I'm about to tell on you a little bit, man. I was on the phone with him, I think last week, man. The first time I ever heard him cuss, dude. It was hilarious.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, dude. I took the fun. I was like, wait a minute. Jen was in the car with me. She looked at me. I was like, whoa. And I known him 3 years now.
Yeah.
Only heard him cuss one time, dude.
I've never heard it.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap this up. Find a team that motivates you. I think if you get on Brandon Scribner's team, he's going to motivate you with his accountability call. Find a group of people that when you're ready to quit, you say, nope, I still got more in me. Don't be afraid of motivation. We'll get you to discipline, I promise you, but you got to get motivated first. And I think the Powerhouse is the right team to get people motivated for sure.
Absolutely. There's no substitute.
There is no substitute.
Boom.